And we're back. So just to let you guys know, am I tech savvy? A little bit, but not that much. So we got cut out that time. Hopefully those who are joining will join. Happy New Year. We're gonna get into it. Hopefully you can hear me because I do not right now. The indication that I have that tells me that you can hear me or cannot hear me is not coming up. So we're just going to try. We're going to go from here. Okay. So it's New Year and we have some grants. So today I actually want to do things a little bit differently. I'm trying to figure out how to have fun with this channel. I am, if you don't know me, if this is your first time joining me, I am a small business consultant. I own an entrepreneur. I own three businesses, a real estate marketing company, a small business consulting firm, and a real estate investing firm. So, three small businesses, and this channel is specifically for my consulting business to share with you what I do in real life because I know that it can be helpful to you if you are a small business owner. So, I share things like grants, business news, business insights, things of that nature. But I have to be real. Sometimes I feel like I have to be super corporate and it's not as fun and it's hard to figure out, all right, what type of content am I going to share? So tonight we are going to do things a little bit differently. If you are joining for only grants, I'm going to share the grants. Okay. So the grants for this month. If you have joined, thank you for joining. I actually have not, I have scheduled the videos to come out for the grants that we have found for January, but all of those videos have not gone live. So if you are joining me tonight or if you're watching the replay, welcome. You're going to see some grants and I'm going to give some insight on some grants that are not yet live on here on my YouTube channel. Those videos will go live. One goes live on the 4th, another goes live on the 11th. So if you are here, you are going to get early access. So typically live early access, things of that nature are exclusive for business funding and business funding insider, and that's a subscription that I offer. You can find the link down in the description below. And this this benefit is usually exclusive to those individuals who have subscribed, who pay for that subscription. But I want to give you all an opportunity to see, okay, what is Business Funding Insider all about? Every month, you're sent a list of small business grants. I send that list before I create or post YouTube videos so you have early access. I share pro notes based on my almost 14 years experience in the small business grants industry. I share pro notes based on my real life in-person clients. So I have real in-person clients. I apply for grants on their behalf. And those grants are the same grants that I share here, but Business Funding Insider, they get early access, they get pro notes. And this live feature will only be available to just my general uh, following YouTube subscribers up until I feel like just making it exclusive for Business Funding Insider. So without wasting any more of your time, if you are interested in that, though, you can click the link in the description below. Other than that, we're going to get into these grants. So I'm actually going to have my phone. Y'all, I've been trying to get on Zoom, connect Zoom with my YouTube. I watch video after video. I'm overwhelmed. Today, that's why I'm late on this live. It kept saying that I did not have access. Technology is helpful when it's helpful, and it's frustrating when it's frustrating. So I'm frustrated, but I'm here. Let me just pull up the grants. I planned on pulling this up from Zoom, but we just have to roll with the punches. So we're rolling with the punches tonight. January 2024 grants. Okay, so the Empower Her grant has just passed. It closed out on the 31st. I had already posted that video. I hope that some of you were able to apply. If you were, please let me know. Like, I would greatly appreciate you all's feedback. Let me know if you're applying for these grants. Let me know if this information is beneficial to you. Okay, let me know what you need. All right. So January 11, 2023, Illinois. So I have a lot of supporters from Illinois here on the YouTube channel. So Illinois has a program called the B2B New Biz Grant Program, and that application is due on January 11th, and that is $30,000. So if your business, if your business started between January 2020 and December 31st, 2021, you are eligible for this program. Your business also must be in an industry that faced more hardship than others, but there is a list available once you go on their website. And I'm going to go ahead and share that website. It is b2bnewbiz.com. Okay. So once you go to that website, there is going to be a link that is going to allow you to click it and find out whether or not your industry qualifies. But this is for businesses who were unable to get a substantial amount of pandemic relief or unemployment assistance. So if your business falls into that category, apply. And if you have ever been a part of one of my lives, I say this: anything that is state-based, city-based, county-based, business chamber of commerce based, any small grants like that, they're going to be much easier to get and qualify for than the larger grants, the Hello Alice, the Fearless Fund, the big grants. So I urge you, if your business is based in Illinois, go ahead and apply for that one, because it's just going to be easier. It's a lot less competition. It's not open nationwide. It's not open to every single business. Most people don't know about it because these local municipalities do not know how to market, nor do they care to market and say, hey, we have a $30,000 grant available. So the video for that grant is coming out on the 4th. But the benefit of joining me here, I wanted to go ahead and let you know about that. I see some people joining the chat. So if you are just joining, I am talking about the $30,000 that is available if your business is Illinois based. The B2B New Biz Grant Program, your business had to have started between January 1st, 2020 and December 31st, 2021. So even if you don't qualify, if you have a family member, friends who are based out of Illinois, let them know about this. And let me just plug it into the chat real quick. In the meantime, between time, if you are joining me, I would love to know where you're from, what type of business you own. Put it in the chat, because sometimes people leave things in the comments and I do not see them until after the fact. So leave it in the chat. And there is that grant that I was just talking about. Okay. So I just put it in the chat. The Illinois B2B is $30K, is due on January 11, 2024. And that video is not going to come out until, from me at least, the video for that grant is not going to come out until the 4th. All right, let's go over this other grant. And this is a really good one. It's probably going to have a lot of competition, but I feel like it's a good grant. So it's called the Feed the Soul Restaurant Business Development Grant. And the reason I'm saying it's a really good grant is because your business qualifies if you are a culinary business, and it's $10,000. Is due on January 31st, 2024. That video from me is not going to come out until the 11th, I believe. So if you have a restaurant, if you are a culinary business, meaning Restaurant, food truck, bakery, bar, lounge, pop-up food stand, a ghost or cloud kitchen, you qualify. And that's very, very broad. That's not saying you have to have a brick and mortar store or a restaurant. Is saying if you're a restaurant, food truck, bakery, bar, lounge, pop-up food stand, or ghost or cloud kitchen, you qualify for this $10,000. It is due on January 31st. And there are some other requirements. I am going to do you guys a solid and at least put the name of the grant, because you have to apply. If you just Google this, so bear with me, I'm plugging it in. Okay, so Google this grant. Okay, even if you're not, like, we have to be community based. So even if you are not eligible for either one of those grants, send them to someone who is. Send them to someone who can benefit. That restaurant grant is very broad. A lot of people have bakeries. I don't necessarily see bakeries qualifying for many grants. People have lounges, people have bars. If they have those things, then go ahead and send them those grants. For that particular grant, you're going to want to Google it. Once it comes up, it's going to take you to the website of the grantor, but then it's going to, once you're in there, it's going to take you to a separate website to actually apply. Now, one thing I will say about both of these grants, the application process is somewhat extensive. They are asking for some paperwork, some details, but we're talking about $30,000 for the Illinois grant, and we're talking about $10,000 for the restaurant grant. So any grantor who is giving that type of money is not going to give it just to a stranger on the street. They want to know you're serious. They want to know that you have a real business, that you have a real plan, that you're bringing in money, and that whatever resources and funds that they give you is going to be beneficial for the health and the growth of your business. So those are the grants that the only people who have had access, at least from me. Of course, these grants, there are a lot of YouTubers, people on Instagram who are sharing the same grants. Like, I didn't make these grants up. I am not, I'm sharing information that is publicly available, but sometimes as business owners, we are very busy. We do not have time to look for programs, things that benefit us like this. So that is why my YouTube channel exists, to share resources that maybe are hard to find. Maybe you don't have time to find them, but you know that you need them. Again, this has been available. This, who gets early access to this are the subscribers of Business Funding Insider. Again, if you're interested, click the link down in the description below. Now we're going to change gears and we're going to do something. And I'm going to continue to do this on an ongoing basis. And it is called, right now it's called, Will This Business Survive? So, as you know, I am a small business consultant. I do offer one-on-one consultations. That link is in the description as well. But tonight, I just want to have a little fun. It's the new year. And sometimes this information as it pertains to grants can be a little boring, just being honest with you guys. But if you have questions about these grants or business funding, I'm sure you have goals this year. If you have not established how much money your business needs to raise in the form of grants, loans, lines of credit, or business credit, you need to identify how much do I need to do whatever it is that you're desiring to do this year in the 12 months that we have. What do you desire to do in your business? How much money do you need outside of the normal revenue? Once you have that number, you can look at these grants that I share. I will continue to share grants once a month. Once a month, I will share grants. Once a month, I will, or what I do is I record the grants at one time, and then my husband does my edits. He breaks them up, and then I release them throughout the month. But in my mind, I do it one time a month. I send out Business Funding Insider once a month, and then I send out a separate video that's only exclusive to Business Funding Insider subscribers. I send that out once a month. And then I'm also going to do this live once a month. So you can at least come to me to find some grants. So your job, your homework is to identify the grants that you need. My job is to, or identify the money that you need. My job is to come here to share this information. So what I would like you to do is actually apply. If you qualify for the grants, go ahead and apply. If you need them on a monthly basis, if you need them just emailed to you, hey, Tiffany, I'm not going to remember to come and watch these videos. That's cool. I understand. I'm busy too. Sign up for Business Funding Insider. So those are the things that you can do. The more that you apply for, it's a numbers game. I tell you guys this. Small business grants is a numbers game. If you want to win small business grants, you have to apply consistently. Pick one day a week, apply for 3 to 4 grants. I personally apply for my one-on-one clients on Sunday. You pick a day, a chill day where you can just sit and apply for grants. Some of these grants only take 5 minutes. Some of these grants, on the other hand, they can take 30 minutes, they can take 2 hours, but sit and apply for them, because the more you apply for, the greater your chance, the greater your likelihood of winning. And if you win a grant that you found out about from here, let me know. Okay, so let's get into it. Will this business survive? So in my near where I live, there is a new restaurant, and I guess it's a brunch restaurant, and a lot of people were really excited for it to come in this area. But it has not done. I would say like the reviews aren't great. Okay. Point blank, the reviews are not great. All right. So this particular restaurant, and I'm going to share with you some reviews. So we're going to go through this and we're going to see whether or not this business is actually going to survive. All right. So here's a great review. And it's long. So those of you who want to bear with me, bear with me. Okay. My mom and I had the pleasure of choosing the dine-in option on your first official opening day. We ordered 2 eggs, bacon. They ordered breakfast. Okay. The presentation was fantastic, beautiful. The floral colors embraced the plates. Trying new things together is a tradition for us. The vibe is chill. There was Christmas music. The attention to detail was excellent. We appreciate the refreshing choices of drinks. I had water, but there is no reference exactly to the food specifically. Okay. The next review, not so great review, says, I'm looking. The service was just a little all right. Waiter wasn't very attentive. I ordered a red velvet chicken and waffle. It was supposed to come with caramelized pecans and whipped cream. I ended up with a regular waffle. I had to ask for syrup. The chicken was fried to perfection and seasoned very well. My partner ordered steak and eggs. The potatoes were cooked so hard you can barely eat them. He also ordered a side of grits, which were pretty good. I think the place is a little too expensive for my taste, but because our total came out to over $70 with tip. I personally would not return due to the fact of the location, but I would recommend someone ask for a decent brunch spot. Okay, so this particular restaurant just opened up. And if you're just joining me, I already shared grants. If you're only here for grants, I shared those. I put some in the live chat. These are grants that the videos I have recorded for are not yet posted here on YouTube. One video will come out tomorrow. One video will come out on the 11th. So I greatly appreciate you joining. Those grants, those 2 grants are in the chat. The Illinois-based grant is $30,000. The restaurant grant is $10,000. And now I am diving into a new segment that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to do this a whole lot more often because I have been trying to think of ways. I am a small business consultant, not just a grant writer or not just a funding finder. I'm a small business consultant. I work with businesses to help them launch and grow their small business. So right now, a lot of what I do is like business assessments and helping small business owners go in the right direction. So I am starting a segment called Will This Business Survive? There's a new restaurant that opened near my home. Me and my husband took our children to the park this evening, and then we went to the grocery store, and there's a restaurant that opened within the grocery store plaza. And I don't think this restaurant is going to survive. And I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I have consulted with hundreds of businesses over the last 11 years. And I have I can tell based on the launch, based on the traffic, based on the community response, whether or not a business is going to survive. So I'm going to be specifically talking about local businesses, and now I'm talking about this restaurant. So I just read some reviews. The reviews right now, they have like a 3.4 rating on Google. Okay. Here are the reasons. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but here are the reasons I don't think they're going to make it. Okay. This particular restaurant, and I'm also going to go over what I feel just based on my personal experience and my professional experience, what they can do differently, what they could have done when they first started. So one of the things that I can tell, one thing that is very popular in my state are brunch spots, places where you can go and you can get brunch. People in my area spend a lot of money on brunch, and there are a lot of great restaurants. But when it comes to brunch, you have to be mindful of the community. This particular restaurant, they want to be an upscale brunch restaurant. One, it's clear that they did not have the budget to furnish their restaurant like other brunch spots. This particular restaurant looks like an order at the counter type of restaurant. It looks like a quick eats type of restaurant, not necessarily fast food, but a quick eats, a place where you would get some wings, a place where you would get some fish, a place that you would go in, get your meal, leave. Maybe you want to sit down if you are on your lunch break. It looks like a Friday night type of spot. However, they have presented this restaurant as a sophisticated brunch restaurant. The decor, the furnishings don't say that. Okay. Next thing, you do have to be mindful, and this is why people say start with a business plan. I don't necessarily say start with a full-fledged business plan unless you have the credit to get an SBA loan. If you have the credit, personal credit and history to go out and get an SBA loan and the money to go out and get an SBA loan to start your business, then you need a full business plan. If you are starting something like a restaurant, you need a lighter version of a business plan. Like rather than 50 pages, maybe 5 to 10 page business plan. You need to know your competitors. And if this brunch spot looked at their competitors, they would know that their idea isn't best suited for this area, the upscale brunch spot. This area is a great suburb, but the people who live here are usually going to a more populated metropolitan area in order to get brunch. Another thing that it was clear to me, and I'm going to give an example. Right near this restaurant, there is a dental practice that's opening up. When I go on Facebook, that dental practice, they're already running Facebook ads. Based on the location, that dentist probably hired someone to run his ads. There were no ads for this particular restaurant. There was no date put out in front letting people know when the grand opening was going to take place. If I were to start a restaurant, I would definitely reach out to the local. If I did not have the budget, the ads budget, what I would do personally is I would reach out to the local Facebook groups, the mom groups, the whatever, whether your Facebook groups are based on your city or your county or your metropolitan area. If I were opening up a restaurant, I would find the Facebook groups that influence a 10 to 15-mile radius. And I would ask, either I would post and just let people know that my restaurant was coming, or if there is no self promotion, I would reach out to the administrator of those Facebook pages and I would ask, hey, I have a restaurant coming. If I did not have the budget to pay them for a shout out, I would offer them an exclusive soft opening invitation. So let me slow down, because once I start talking about business, I talk a lot, I talk fast. So to slow down, if I were a business or any type of local business, I would look for Facebook groups, mom Facebook groups, parent Facebook groups, small business Facebook groups, the business chamber of commerce Facebook groups, city based. For instance, the city that I live in, there are several Facebook groups that are named after the city that I live in. I would join these Facebook groups. I would either, if I could self promote, I would just, if I saw that others were promoting their business, promoting their whatever they had going on, I would go ahead and post information about my upcoming grand opening of my restaurant. I would share the menu. I would share pictures. I would get people to vote on what type of dishes they want to see, what is missing from the area in which I'm going to be opening my business, so that I can get community feedback, right? I want to get people excited for this restaurant. If I cannot post in that group for free, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to the administrator of those pages and I am going to ask, can I post? If they say, hey, you can post, great. If they say no, I would say, hey, would you allow me to post if I invited you to a soft opening where it's complimentary? So at this soft opening, you would invite community members out. You would have free food. You would have music. You would make it very lively. Make sure the food is delicious. Make sure the food is hot. Make sure the food is fresh. Make sure they're taking pictures. Invite them to post their pictures on their pages. These are what I call guerrilla marketing. And I'm going to tell you, one of the people I learned guerrilla marketing from is one of my parents. Both of my parents are business owners. And I also learned guerrilla marketing from a distance from Master P, from watching, if you know the rapper, former rapper, Master P. Master P built his empire through guerrilla marketing. So I learned guerrilla marketing hands-on with my parents, but I also gleaned by watching, media just like you guys from Master P. Guerrilla marketing still works. It's more, you have to understand how to get into these digital spaces. So for this particular restaurant, once I got the community excited about my grand opening, I would make sure my Facebook page is up to par. My logo looks good. I'm posting, because you're going to test out your menu. I would be posting pictures of things that we're going to have on our menu. But most importantly, I would look at my competitors. Are there any other brunch spots in the area? What restaurants have 5 stars in the area? In my area, there are 2 restaurants off the top of my mind. I'm very particular when it comes to the type of food that I eat and where that food is sourced as much as possible. So there are 2 restaurants in my area who have as close to 5 stars as you can get. One is an Italian restaurant and one is a all-day home style cooking restaurant. Okay, the Italian restaurant, the reason why people continuously go here is because the menu is consistent. It's not a huge menu, but it's consistent. I've never gone there and had food that was inconsistent. Why? They have a smaller menu. They're able to source great ingredients, fresh ingredients, and they have mastered these dishes. You can expect really good food at this restaurant anytime you go. Okay, it is reasonably priced for the quality of the food. This particular restaurant that just opened up, had they looked at their competitors and said, okay, what makes this restaurant special? Why do they have 5 stars? And investigating their competitors looks like checking the Facebook groups. I'm sorry, checking their Google profiles, looking for those 5 star restaurants, and then going in person to those 5 star restaurants, spending some money and trying out the food. What does this restaurant have in Compass that I need to have? This particular Italian restaurant, if you go on the weekends or on a Friday night, there are people sometimes wrapped around the building. You have to wait an hour and a half. The menu has not. I've lived in the area that I live in for 13, 12 years. Their menu has not changed. If I could go tomorrow, I would go tomorrow. I'm probably not going to go tomorrow, and I can go tomorrow, but I'm not going to go. But their menu is they are consistent. Okay, so if I'm a restaurant and I want to go in a particular area, I need to look at what everybody else is doing. When it comes to food, there are some ways that you can be innovative, possibly after you already have some clientele. When you're looking to build a reputation, you want to start off strong. You want to look at your surroundings. You want to see what ingredients is going to take in order to allow your business to take off. So, not only is this restaurant, it doesn't have great ratings right now, and it just opened up about a month ago. It also, from what I read, people who have patronized this business have said that it's very expensive. That where did they slip up? They slipped up when it came to looking at their competitors. What are people paying for when they go to the best restaurants in the area? We need to be comparable because nobody knows us. We do not have a reputation. Nobody's ever heard of us. We need to make sure that we're apples to apples on pricing. As it pertains to the food, look at the top restaurants in the area. What are people eating here? There is a brunch restaurant in our area. I have not gone. I have friends, my parents have gone. They said it's delicious. Look at other brunch spots, other successful brunch spots that have been open for over a year. Model yourself after them. This restaurant that I'm discussing is in a location where they really can thrive, where they really have a fighting chance, but there are some things that they're going to have to switch up, right? They are going, whether or not they lower their prices, I don't know. But other things that they definitely can control is the experience. As I read through the reviews, I read that the service is poor. People are not being greeted when they come in the door. Now, if the business is already struggling, then they're probably using friends and family members. Sometimes your friends and your family members can care less about the success of your business. Okay? That restaurant, they need to hire someone that cares. Period. Point blank. They have to hire someone that cares. And I have clients in the restaurant industry, so I know how difficult it is to find great employees right now in any industry. I know a gentleman right now, he is closed. He has 12 Subway restaurants and he is trying to sell all of them because of the challenges that he has faced in the last 4 years trying to find good employees. I know that it's not always easy, but as a beginner restaurant, as a beginner business, people's first interaction is going to be when they walk through the front door, whether it's your host or your hostess or just your staff. And when you are a new business in your infancy stage, you have to be on top of it. You have to dot all your I's, check all your T's. You got to be on it because people have options and they will walk right out the door and leave a bad review, just as many people have with this restaurant. So that's definitely something that they can control. Another thing is if the price is going to be high, the quality has to be even higher. This particular restaurant, a lot of people said their beverages were lacking. It is not that difficult to have signature drinks at a restaurant. You're serving drinks anyway. They could have fresh pressed apple juice and orange juice available in the mornings. That would elevate the experience because in the metropolitan area that I live in, when it comes to brunch spots, it's very competitive because many are very social media popular, Instagram, TikTok. This particular restaurant is very new. It is not popular yet. Matter of fact, because they have a 3.4, they may not be popular. Sometimes you only get one chance. You only get one chance to make a first impression, period. Okay. So these are definitely some things that I would advise this restaurant to improve upon in order to turn things around. Even if they did a soft relaunch or adjusted their menu, definitely adjust their staffing. That's going to be one of the things. And to make this simple, I'm just going to tell you my top few things that I think they should do. Improve their staffing, improve their menu, and really find out the needs of the community. Okay. Those would be the top three things. If they were my client, if they were my consulting client, these are the top three strategies that we would change in order to give this business a fighting chance for success. Unless this particular restaurant seeks to make and implement changes based on their reviews, based on the fact that I go to that grocery store often and I never see people there, they're going to have to make some changes quickly, because one thing that I know, the rent in that location is very high. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I would love to get your feedback. If you are struggling in your business, if you need somebody to look at it from a bird's eye view, which is what I just did of this particular restaurant, you are welcome to book a one-on-one call with me, because this is like, if you were to say, what is my strength when it comes to business consulting, is really looking at a business and assessing what can be done better to achieve optimal success, right? That is my greatest, strongest point, or greatest strength as it pertains to small business consulting. If you don't, though, if you don't need consulting and you just want me to check out a business so that we can continue to do this, what am I going to call it? Will this business survive? Let me know in the comments, and I would be happy to go over a small business and we can together figure out, why do we think this business is going to survive or not? And then what changes can this business make in order to improve and have a fighting chance for success? Listen, Happy New Year. I was going to go to a store and buy a hat and some streamers, but I've just been busy. So I hope that your new year is prosperous, that you achieve your personal and business goals. And until next time, take care of yourself. Oh, before I go, I'm going live on Thursday, and I'm going to be talking about the freedom and flexibility of business ownership. My children, we frequent a business here in the area that I live in often. We wanted to go. They were closed. My children were super disappointed, but they were closed for a while. They were closed around Christmas. They were closed all around the new year, like right before the new year. But I'm going to tell you why I wasn't upset and why I'm actually very happy for them. And I wish the same freedom and flexibility for you. And this is one of the reasons. What I'm going to share on Thursday is one of the reasons why I continuously work so hard to maintain entrepreneurship and the autonomy of being able to work for myself. So until next time, I'll see you guys soon.